All right, we are live on YouTube and also simulcasting live on Facebook. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me here today. This is going to be an awesome show. I know many of you that have been following me for quite some time love these shows where I talk about my online dating experiences because that's the way the world's gone nowadays, right? Online dating. Online dating woes. What a great topic that we have here for you today. But before we get to that, and stick around. Also, we have some community news to update you on. Very brief at the beginning of the show. It's going to be very brief. Before we get to that, let me make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out, and it absolutely has. And let me also make sure that the back end of YouTube is rolling smoothly. And it absolutely is. And again, we're broadcasting live on Facebook. We're simulcasting live on Facebook. So let me make sure that the Facebook stream is rolling properly. Let me make sure that we're broadcasting live on Facebook. We're simulcasting live on Facebook. So yeah, looks great on Facebook and on YouTube. And one more step, one of the most important steps that I cannot miss because I have a lot of love for my sponsor. He's a great longtime friend of over 10 years, and he's been in business over 15 years. I've been working very closely with him for the past 10 plus years. That is none other than the great Troy Brewer. He is the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network. If you'd like to find out more information about the Discover Community Network, please go below the description about a third of the way down on the YouTube side of things. You'll see the link to the main site and one of their subsidiaries, the DCN Internet Radio Network. If you're on Facebook, just search in the search bar for Discover Community Network and you'll find all of their business pages, including the main one, Discover Community Network, and then you can find out how to connect with Troy. Troy is an expert. He's the best at branding and marketing. He is very reasonably priced, and he'll even give you a free consultation and, figure out the best game plan for you before any money's even exchanged. Isn't that great? And if you want to get on the phone with myself and Troy on a three-way call that would make you feel more comfortable, let me know. You can reach out to me and I can make that connection for you folks. Once again, Troy, thank you very much for your continued sponsorship and patronage of this channel. You're awesome, man. And I sincerely mean that. I don't have to blow smoke up your, Troy. You know how it goes, right, man? Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, well, we're going to start out the show already. Nunya, a.k.a. New Girl in Town, with the $4.99 super chat with no message. Thank you, Nunya. Thank you. We're going to give you a big round of applause to start off this show. I'm going to go to the chat on the YouTube side of things in a second. I'll also be periodically checking the Facebook chat as well. So if you're on Facebook, I'll be checking over there every 5 or 10 minutes or so. So hopefully if you make a comment on the Facebook side of things, you'll stick around long enough for me to be able to respond, or just come over on the YouTube side of things where I primarily engage on the YouTube side. So the YouTube broadcast is the main broadcast. The Facebook broadcast is a simulcast of my YouTube broadcast. So let's start up the donation fund here. Channel donations. If anyone has any fancy donation title you'd like me to put on the screen, let me know. But thank you again, Nuna, for the $4.99 super chat with no message there. Let's start that off at $4.99. Right on. All right. So today we're going to be discussing more online dating woes and how to overcome them and reach success. One more time. More online dating woes and how to let's get that right, Eli. And how to overcome them and reach success. One more time because I butchered it. More online dating woes and how to overcome them and reach success. Now, before we get to that, I'm going to discuss some very brief community news. Just a couple of small things. Apparently, those of you that have been following me for quite some time, if you're new here, you're not going to know this, but most of you that have been following me for a while know what's been going on lately here on my channel and a bunch of other channels that seem to love to follow me on YouTube. There's a lady by the name of Janet. And she initially ran the Fellowships Online Funhouse channel. And because I had to put a copyright strike on that about a week ago or so, she started a secondary channel called Empress Janet. And she broadcasts on that channel pretty much all day, every day. And, this entire group that I've been talking about lately, that's been sponsored by this fake caregiving business that's been paying lots of creators out here on YouTube to personally attack me online and in real life. Because things have kind of been shaken up, they've all, pretty much been scrambling to try to figure out how to keep the facade going. And there's been a new fake entity created through the Like in Theory Jamie channel called Like in Theory Entertainment Inc., which is totally fake. But that wasn't enough. What happened? What happened in addition to adding Like in Theory Entertainment Inc. as a front for Texas Caregiver, who's still the one sponsoring everybody, right? There have been a few other, actually, there's been one other fictitious name created out there. And give me 1 second. I've got so much information here. I got so much information here. Oh, yeah, I remember what it's called. It's called Cuban Swagger. So apparently, Janet's been going around to other people, primarily people that know of me, to try to keep the facade going, to try to continue to trigger me. Because as I exposed yesterday on my show, Janet is literally and figuratively in bed with Texas caregiver Brian. Brian is Janet's sugar daddy. So Brian is paying Janet money, and Janet now is going around, giving many other creators lots of money because she thinks and Brian thinks that it's going to trigger me. It absolutely doesn't trigger me. But we'll expose furthermore again today because Muttnuts World, who used to be a part of my channel here for over a year, she was a moderator here. She's no longer a part of this channel. They've been supposedly sponsoring her under, the Cuban Swagger business, right? Which is actually Janet, which is actually Brian, Texas Caregiver, right? So they paid her $100 initially, and then they recently paid her $300. And she thinks that she's being sponsored. And now, pretty much, Mutt, if you're watching this, listen, don't be naive. I've never hated you. I've never done you wrong. You're being played. But I get it. You're seeing more money than you've ever seen before. So you're going to, whether you're being played or not, you're making more money than you've ever made before. So I kind of get it. But Mutt, you understand that money is going to be short-lived. They're not going to continue paying you $300 every week or every month or something, Mutt. And if they do that, then that's great. That's on them. But it doesn't trigger me. It doesn't bother me. It's a phony. So we went from Texas Caregiver withdrawing because of the liability that's been put on it by me, right? The liability issues, right? And now everything's going under Like in Theory Entertainment Inc. and Cuban Swagger. What's next? Gunner Enterprises and ROM Industries. I bet you now Gunner's going to create Gunner Enterprises just because I said it, and ROM will create ROM Industries. Everyone's going to sponsor everyone throughout this echo chamber drama sphere group run by the Like in Theory channel, Jamie. It's just it's all a scheme, says Tornado Town. It's pathetic, man. They should go and hate on someone else. They shouldn't hate on anybody. It's over. Like, they don't get to me anymore. It's been a long time. They don't trigger me. If they want to waste their money or spend their money sponsoring other channels, thinking it's going to trigger me, that's on them. And the other people get some free money. Who loses? Actually, nobody, right? It's all fun and games to them, right? I need a BWYA Inc. BWYA saying, hey, Cuban Swagger and Like It There Entertainment Inc. Why don't you sponsor me or Texas Caregiver or Gunner Enterprises or ROM Industries, right? I should create Eli Inc. I already have the Genuine Everything Association, which is, my business, and Coach Eli is a subsidiary of that. So, but Eli Inc., right? Or these guys would say the C word and make it Inc. How about CUCK Inc.? Who would be the CUCK Inc.? You tell me that. You tell me that. Anyway, I mean, I'm done with that. It's pathetic. It's dumb. It's stupid. And eventually, it's gonna play itself out, and these folks are gonna have to find another game. It just no longer works. So. Anyway, enough of that. Let me get over to the Facebook side and see if anybody's commenting there. Nobody's over on the Facebook side. Let's get over to YouTube and get through the chat, and then I'm gonna read some Match.com communications and text messages and share with you what happened with these women, including some that made it to the phone and some that didn't make it to the phone. It's pretty interesting. I've got a bunch of them to share with you here tonight. So we're going to be here for at least, I'd say, an hour and a half or 2 hours or so to get through all this material. At about the 45-minute mark or so, or maybe shortly after, I'll take a quick break, and then I'll come back for another hour and continue. It's just, there's a lot to share with you here. So, Nunya, a.k.a. the new girl in town. I can't even talk tonight. Nunya, a.k.a. new girl in town. Whoa, I'm losing my verbiage big time today. Hey, Coach, how's it going? These are the topics I like. I have no interest in the other things going on, but you do you. I do watch most videos, but I don't comment. That's okay, Nunya. Listen, not every piece of content is going to be for every person that subscribes to this channel, or if you subscribe to another channel, not every piece of content that they make is going to resonate with everybody, right? People subscribe to channels for different reasons, right? Now, my primary purpose here is business and personal success coaching, relationship coaching, also known as life coaching. But I've had some things to deal with, and I had no choice but to tackle them on the front lines, or it was never going to end. And these things that have been happening have been affecting my growth from growing further than, where I've already grown, including you find that about my channel and a few other people that are here now. I want to grow much further than this. I've got over 4K subs. I want to get to 10K subs soon so I can get a merch wall and start selling merch. And then I want to get to 50K subs, 100K subs, etc. I would not have been able to start moving the needle forward had I not taken care of this business. But I'm sure you heard the story, and it's one heck of a story. I'll tell you that. It's absolutely one heck of a story. But again, I completely understand what you're saying. And my apologies to you and anyone else that's been coming here for the coaching content lately. We've gotten back to the coaching content. If I need to do a separate stream to address something that may happen with these other people through this echo chamber group I've been talking about that's been attacking me and harassing me, I'll do that in a separate stream or on a different channel. I'll figure it out. But I'll be doing, more coaching content from this point on. Rex Rogers says, hey, Coach. Hey, Rex, how you doing? Bell and Brian. Hi, all. I'll be lurking in the background. Welcome to the show, Bell and Brian. BWI Gaming, moderator and channel member on 2 different channels. Thank you for being a channel member again. BWIA Gaming, not necessary, but greatly appreciated. Hello, Eli and everyone. Hello, BWIA Gaming. Tornado Town, see you soon, Eli. That was before the show started. Glad to see you here, Tornado Town. Lewis Fuller, good evening, host Eli. I'll be waiting. Hello, Lewis, says Nunya. Let's see. Lewis says, I will try to come back soon. We had some storms coming through and it's thundering. Oh, well, I hope that's going to be okay, Lewis. Hopefully the end of the storm season is coming soon to your neck of the woods. The real Rosie Renz, Empire Forever. Hello. Hello, Rosie. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Great to see you here. Dan Schrader. Hey, Coach. Hey, Dan. How you doing? Queen Ellen Case is in the house. The Queen is here. You're good. Thank you, Queen. Always love having you here. You know how to mod this chat. You and BWIA Gaming know how to mod this chat the best. Let's see. Tornado Town. Hello, Eli chat. Hello, Tornado Town. Dan says, Coach, is Arnie still welcome here? Yeah, why would Arnie not be welcome here? Why would you ask that? I don't understand that. Why would Arnie not be welcome here? That's a weird question, dude. That's a weird question. That has an underlying message to it. But he's welcome here. He can participate, no problem. Nunez says, you're welcome, Coach. Well, thank you again for the $4.99 super chat with no message. Nunez, a.k.a. New Girl in Town. Nunez says, hello, Queen Helen. Queen says, hello, Nunez, Bella, and Brian. That's because they have no content without you, Coach. That's 100% true. Not trying to pat myself on the back. That's 100% true. Bella and Brian, they should go and hate on someone else. I mentioned that earlier. They shouldn't hate on anybody. But I get what you're saying. They should try to have fun with someone else for a while. They've had plenty of fun with me for quite some time. Queen Helen Case says, their blood money don't mean nothing to us. It's tainted money. It's tainted money. I don't want tainted money. Dan says, Coach, that lady Janet is clearly unstable. She absolutely is. Either that or she's doing a damn good job playing an unstable person. Yeah, no, she's how do I say this the right way without, getting demonetized? Brian, Texas caregiver, is her sugar daddy. Online and offline. Figuratively and literally. There you go. Tornado Town, it's all a scheme. It absolutely is. We've been saying that for a week now, but thank you for reminding us, Tornado Town. BWYA Gaming says, LOL, I need a BWYA ink. Yeah, I read that earlier. That's pretty funny. We need to incorporate everyone, huh? Everyone needs to incorporate now, right? It's become one big joke. This echo chamber has become one big joke. Oh man. Dan says, Coach, these losers are building straw houses on sand foundations. That's true. It's over for them before it even started. That's right. Is that a Sicily 810? Are you in another sock 810? Sean, American Patriot. Coach, hey, Sean, American Patriot. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Nunez says, absolutely right, Coach. Dan says, Coach, did you go and file today, or has the other side satisfied their end of the deal? Well, I don't know if you've been paying close attention or not, Dan. I said I'm giving Brian, Texas caregiver, until Friday at midnight, which is basically Saturday at 3 a.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. Central, because he lives in Texas Central Time, 12 midnight Pacific. So he has until this Friday at midnight, Friday going into Saturday morning. So no, I'm not going to file until that day, until the next week, because I'm giving him time to do the right thing. That's the right thing to do, man. Because here's the thing: when you go to court, bro, the judge's going to ask you, did you try to resolve this, outside of a restraining order? Did you try to do something to resolve this, right? And I'm going to say yes. This is what I did. Here's my proof, right? So, anyway, that was kind of an odd question, unless you haven't been paying attention, dude, or unless you're testing me from the other side to see if I'm bluffing. I'm not bluffing, dude. But, yeah, interesting question. Nunez says, Coach, it is Nunya like Nunya. Okay, well, thank you. Nunya. Now you finally told me, so I've been butchering it all this time. I'm sorry, Nunya, a.k.a. New Girl in Town. Gotcha. WrestleMania's in the house. Hey, Jamie, how you doing? WrestleMania Jamie. Not doing the online dating thing. My wife might get upset, LOL, but have a great stream. Of course. You're a faithful and loyal man, WrestleMania. We know that, right? Great to see you here, man. Hope your night's going well. Thank you for stopping by. Queen says, hello, WrestleMania. BWYA, hello at WrestleMania. Yeah, he's still around, BWYA. You remember WrestleMania, Jamie, right? You remember him. You BWYA and WrestleMania. We go back to when you used to be called Paranormal Mama, right? Remember PM? Paranormal Mama, right? I'll never forget those days, Paranormal Mama. We all loved that name. That was a great, great name. BWI Gaming says, probably because I can't see him. He must have blocked me, but I won't ban him. LOL. Okay, I'm not sure you're talking about. All right, so let's get right to this. Let's get right to this. Now, some of these women have blocked me on Match.com, so I can't read their initial messages. But I'm going to start off. By talking about this woman that she was, if I remember correctly, she was 36, I believe, 36 years old, 3 kids, been divorced for a year. She claimed she was ready to put herself back out there. She's looking for a good guy, yada, 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 right? So I basically said, hey, why don't we talk by phone and get to know each other? It's more personable that way, right? Have a great evening, WrestleMania. Thanks for stopping by. You're awesome, dude. We love you, bro. We love you. So she gave me her number, and I wrote, I'm just going to, as I always do when I do these shows, I don't mention the woman's name because I don't want these trolls to find these women and then, harass them, right? So I'm going to just say ma'am instead of the name of the woman. Hi, ma'am. It's Eli from Match. Thank you for making my day with your very well-written and thought-out response. She wrote me like a 3-paragraph response. Now, what woman's going to write me a 3-paragraph response? That's not interested, right? But you can't count on that, even though that's a great start. If she's writing a long response, liking your profile, that's putting in effort, like 10 minutes worth of effort, right? You really do seem like a sweetheart, and I look forward to speaking with you. She seemed cool, right? So she gets back to me and says, hi, Eli, like a minute later. So I was just flirting with her. I said, hi, cutie, LOL. She goes, is that your given name or short for something? I said, short for Elias. I am not picky on looks, but, and this woman actually didn't have any full body pictures. So I wanted to see if she was hiding anything, but you have to ask politely. I said, I'm not picky on looks, but I'm just curious why you have no full pictures on Match. I think you look great, and I'm not seeking physical perfection, just curious. I more so want to be with a good heart and soul. So she sends me some pictures of her, full body, and she looked decent. Like, why in the world would you not put your full body pictures out there? You know everyone's going to ask that. If I didn't have any full body pictures out there, you'd ask me for mine as well, right? Arnie's in the house. He says, I stopped online dating. I was going back and forth with what I thought was a blonde female. When we finally met up, James L. showed up at the restaurant. That's funny. BWYA Gaming is laughing. Queen Helen Casey, Arnie, we do not care about the other side no more. At Arnie Zanabar says, BWYA Gaming, was he in a wig? LOL. Hazy Trade says, I hope you noticed before the end of the night, Arnie. Thumbs down. What the hell? That's weird. Huh. That was not a standard letter troll. It was not. Because she wrote specific things about my profile. Nice try, Doctor. Tornado Town says, that's funny. So I was asking her because some women don't notice about my shaved head. I've said this before, but I'll say it again on this stream. I'm very clear at the top of my profile. I have a shaved bald head. Some women like it, some women don't. The reason why I'm that clear is because some women, when I get on the phone with them, after an hour of talking with them, I ask them, so you like my pictures, my shaved head and all, right? They're like, you have a shaved head? I don't date guys with shaved heads. I'm like, I thought you saw my entire profile and my pictures. Oh, I must have missed that. So now I have to be even more clear, right? So I asked this woman, I said, did you like my pictures? And you know I have a shaved head, right? I only mentioned that because some women miss that. Just want to make sure. She goes, my ex is bald. Doesn't bother me a bit. I like your goofy crop top pic. Well, I have a picture. You folks have seen my profile that have followed me for a while. I have a picture where I was making a joke and I had my shirt halfway lifted to show my stomach, right? And all the women talk about that picture. And they say, we like it because it's goofy. No, they like it because my stomach is not fat and they're attracted to me and they're picturing how it would be like to be a certain way with me. But I love how women get around that subliminally, right? That's funny, right? Not sure if you're trying to show off your abs or your silly side, perhaps a little of both. Oh, I don't have abs. I'm a skinny guy. But anyway, I wrote, I don't have abs. I'm slender, but no abs. LOL. We can work on getting abs together. You see, you got to flirt around with them a little bit, right? How does that sound? I love the pic you just sent me. You have a great personality, which is most important, but you are sexy as well. Does that work for you? LOL. She goes, I'm a bit without my own insecurities. I don't know what she meant by that. I think she misspelled a word. I've had 3 kids, so I don't have abs either. It's okay, though. I'm a real person. Not a VS model. What is that? What is that? So I said, I'm not trying to be too forward too soon, but I think you are hot with a great personality. I'm just trying to make her feel good, right? Because she's being insecure, right? Who gives a shit what others think? I wrote. You seem to be a good woman deep within, and that's super sexy with me. And I'd have 0 problems making out with you. So do you get where I'm coming from? LOL. So I was sensing some hostility with her, right? So I'm testing her to see how interested she is or how guarded she is, right? Trying to find out her intentions. She goes, maybe a little forward. I appreciate the compliment, but we literally just met and it's not even 8 a.m. yet. And then she wrote, also definitely not unless you're vaccinated, LOL. I said, I get that, but don't you want me to be attracted to your pictures and you? LOL. I'm getting vaccinated soon, but never had the virus and been to my doctors recently. Squeaky clean man here. LOL. You really like this. You just aren't used to it, I wrote. I'm good regardless of the outcome here, but I like how it feels so far, and you seem to like it too. LOL. Tell me I'm wrong, LOL. She goes, I assume there's physical attraction first, otherwise, why bother engaging? Right. So there's a mutual physical attraction, right? So I wrote to her, I'm actually more about the inside. I'm not picky on looks, but there has to be at least a little physical attraction. Would you like to know my percentage of physical attraction to you based off your photos? LOL. I'm messing with her, right? Your personality is adorable. LOL. I'm messing with her big time, right? So this was 7:32 a.m. on April 26th, and we were supposed to talk by phone. She had sent me these messages on Match, but I don't have those messages anymore. So we're supposed to talk, I think by 11 a.m. or something like that. I can't remember the time. So she didn't get back to me for 4 hours. So I reached out and said, hey, ma'am, I'm reaching out to see if you'd still like to talk sometime during this hour you mentioned earlier. She gets back to me and says, shit, sorry, manic Monday. Can you give me a few? I wrote, how about 11:15? She said, sure. I'll call you then. Looking forward to it. She goes, K. Well, what happened when we got on the phone? When we got on the phone, we had about a 45-minute conversation. And, you know, we ended up talking about stuff. You know, she lives about an hour and a half or so away from me. And she questioned everything, the distance, you know, me not having kids and her having kids. I mean, I was good with everything, right? Like she was really, really testing me, right? And I get that, right? And then she was saying, I will not go out with anybody that hasn't been vaccinated yet. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm getting vaccinated next week. I get that. But, you know, I'm a very healthy person and I'm not going to put anybody in harm's way. But yeah, I'm getting vaccinated next week. Okay. And And so we were talking, and she ended up saying that we had to get going. We were both working. Right? I was in the middle of the workday. She's self-employed too. And what ended up happening was I was saying, okay, so would you like to talk again sometime, or where do you want to go from here? I said, it kind of sounds like, I told her this, I said, it kind of sounds like to me that, you have a lot of deal breakers, which is fine. But then I said, it's kind of like a lot of red tape to go through. I'm not trying to be rude. I think you're a good woman, but it's kind of like a lot of red tape. There were a few other things I can't remember exactly, but like there was a lot of red tape, right? And I said, okay, so where do you want to go from here? I said, because I couldn't gauge where she was at. She was all over the place, right? I said, do you want to talk again? Do you want to hang out sometime? Do you want to see where this goes? She goes, well, I think we should continue talking for a little while, and get to know each other. And I'm like, what's a little while, right? And she's like, well, maybe a few more times on the phone or, this and that, right? And I said, well, okay, I don't have a problem talking with you on the phone one more time, briefly, but I think we should meet as soon as possible if we're going to meet, because why continue wasting time talking on the phone if we meet up and let's say there's no chemistry in person? We're not going to know if there's chemistry, until we meet in person, right? So she said, okay, no, let's talk again sometime. I said, I'll tell you what, when you get some free time, you reach out to me and you let me know when you want to talk and figure it out. Let me know when you figure it out. We'll go from there. And she said, fine. Okay. Now, I basically wrote her off at that point. I'm like, this is not going anywhere, right? Something's just not right with this woman, right? Because I'm a cool guy. I'm, understanding to her situation. And, I'm like, there's nothing I've done wrong. I'm just being me. But it kind of sounds like to me that she doesn't want to pull the trigger to meet me at this point for some reason. And she was trying to make it sound like, like she was scared to pull the trigger. But this woman did not seem scared. This woman seemed pretty confident, right? And secure, right? So guess what happened? Guess what happened? Dan, I'm not going to mention my search radius because you might be a trolling here trying to find out my search radius so you can search for women within that radius. I'm not going to mention that, Dan. What I'm saying is a search radius, like for me, I typically would prefer to meet a woman that lives no further than an hour away from me. But I'm willing to go as far as maybe a 2-hour drive. But my search radius, I'm not going to put it out there, man, because, these people want to try to find out, what women I'm talking to and destroy things, right? So we talked on April 26th, which was last week. We talked at about 1 p.m. in the afternoon. And then, when did she finally get back to me? On the 28th, which was last Wednesday at 9:06 a.m. So literally almost 2 days later at 11:08 a.m. Sorry, at 9:06 a.m. Sorry, 9:06 a.m. She gets back to me and writes me this. Listen to this. Hi, Eli. Straight up, I finally went on a date locally with a guy I had previously just been texting with. Right, man. You were trying to put me on backup status. It's not that I wasn't the right guy. You were already talking to another guy. And you didn't tell me that because you knew I was clear on my profile that I don't be talking to a woman that's talking with many other guys. I'm not going to compete. You either like me or you don't. He has 3 kids also. We had great chemistry and seemed to have similar parenting styles. Why is she even telling me this? Lots in common. I'm going to see where it goes. Don't want to waste your time. You seem like the type of person who can appreciate that. Best of luck in your search for the one. Well, see, here's the thing, ma'am. If I didn't call you out, if I didn't, call you out on the fact that you wanted to talk on the phone for weeks before meeting, you would have kept me on backup status indefinitely. And if it didn't work out with the guy you're with now, then you would contact me down the road, second fiddle, right? Do you see how these women are? Do you see this? Do you see this? Like she was already talking to another guy that she was really interested in, right? And probably didn't tell the guy that he was talking, or that she was talking to another man, right? But she talked with me and made me believe that she's not talking to anybody else, right? And then try to keep me on the back burner. Guys, you have to identify this behavior. It's a waste of time. That's why I get to the point quick. That's why I get to the point quick. Yeah, it's pretty nuts. So that's the first one right there. There are plenty more to come. Let me see where we're at right now. Let me check out Facebook. Nothing happening on Facebook. One person on Facebook. Let's see here. Why are people in general so shallow nowadays? Because we have smartphones, we can quickly eliminate people, BWYA. Because we can quickly eliminate people when we perceive someone better coming along. That's what happens. Now, she was probably talking with this guy at the same time as me. Maybe she met him a day before me, right? And then she just, I guess, got a better feeling for him and gave him a chance because he has 3 kids. Come on, really? Really? And a lot of women are like that. A lot of women that have kids that are in their 30s or even in their 40s, but especially in their 30s that have just gotten out of a divorce, like they don't want to date men that have never had kids. You know why? They perceive us as players that just want to get with them, to have sex with them and not be committed to them. But that's not the truth. But that's what happens. And then they think because these other guys that do have kids, because she has kids as well, that they're going to be more serious. No, there are a lot of guys that have kids that are players with other women that have kids. So, yeah, it was just another one of those experiences where, you try to find out the person's intentions as quickly as possible. I didn't waste much time with her at all. The problem is I hate even wasting any time at all, right? And I was even trying to get more clarity from her while we were on the phone, and I could tell that she was not really liking the questions I was asking her, because she was going to have to show me her card to try to keep me on backup status, right? I took that card away from her, which is why almost 2 days later, she gets back to me and basically, tells me what she told me. She went a little bit too much detail. All she had to say was, Eli, I've decided I'm going to move forward. Best of luck to you. But no, she decided to write me a book and tell me I found a guy with 3 kids and we're better committed. I don't give a shit what you do, ma'am. I know. Why'd you feel the need to tell me that, ma'am? Because you're trying to one up me because I basically called you out on your game, without even saying it, man. You knew I was on to you, right? It's just weird, just weird. Lewis says, I'm here now. Welcome to the show, Lewis. Queen Ellen Casey. Hello, Lewis. Tornado Town, Victoria's Secret. BWIA gave it at Queen Helen Casey. I commented on one of your videos. I like your conspiracy type stuff. Queen is good at conspiracy type stuff. She really is. She absolutely is. Hazy Train, vaccinated. These women act like they are getting a new dog or something. Right. The ones that make a big deal about the vaccination, I think everyone should get vaccinated. But I've gone on some dates with women before vaccines were available. You just have to be careful, right? Hey, have you been to your doctors? You don't have it? No, I don't have it either. Look, we wear a mask when we need to wear masks. And when we're together alone, then we don't need to wear a mask. But some of them really, really take it way out of they just take it way too far, which is what I'm trying to say. Queen Helen Case says, thanks, gaming. I got another one to expose after the live stream. Yeah, your stuff, you've been putting a lot of stuff lately. That's great. That's great. Okay. Josh Randall. Hello, Coach and chat. Hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, Josh, doing well. Welcome to the show, Josh. Glad to have you here. Josh says, my brother met his second wife online. She lived a street away from him. That's awesome. That's rare, but that's awesome. That's really, really, really good. That's great. BWYA Gaming says, LOL. BWYA says, rolling my eyes, women like that make others look bad. Yep. Nanya says, never did the online dating sites for that reason, Coach. It's deceiving. It's not deceiving. Women will do that same thing in real life. See, ladies and gentlemen, you don't understand. Women do that in real life. So do men. Online dating is no different than dating in person. The difference is that there are many more options, and you can search a greater radius than just your local area, right? And people can lie about their pictures. That's about it. But I've when I was younger, I got catfished a few times, but I haven't been catfished in a very long time. I always talk about that. I make it very clear. These are my pictures. I look the same way. And then the women say I look the same way too. I'm like, okay, cool. Because if we look any different in person, I mentioned that on all my phone calls. If we look any different in person, then it's not going to work out. So why waste time to meet, right? So I have not been catfished in a while because I know the right questions to ask. And basically get the women to understand that, hey, if you look any different in person, it's not going to work out. So why meet in the first place, right? Arnie says, it's the Brady Bunch effect. They think if they get together, they'll have a Brady Bunch scene happening. Not sure what you mean by that, Arnie. Josh says, she just wanted to talk. LOL. No, dude, she wanted to put me on backup status, bro. She wanted to put me on backup status. I will never be on the backup status of anyone. Or on anyone. She wanted to be honest with you. No, I agree she wanted to be honest with me, but what does it matter? Why put in all that effort and tell me exactly the reason why I'm not talking with you anymore, Eli, after one phone call? You don't owe me that. Just say, hey, I decided to go with another option. Thank you for your time. My apologies, didn't work out. But she went in detail. She told me this guy has 3 kids and blah, 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 blah. We have great chemistry. Like, I don't even know that. That's TMI. I talked to her one time. She's telling me exactly the reason. It's almost like projecting here. I found a guy that's better than you because he has 3 kids and we have great chemistry and he lives more locally and all that, right? Who cares? It doesn't work out. It doesn't work out. Just say, hey, you know what? Decided to go with someone else. Best of luck to you, Eli. You seem to be a good guy. That's it. Dan says, this COVID has 99.8% survival rate per CDC. I haven't verified that, so I can't say that is accurate. So just to put it out there that I have not verified that number, but it does sound pretty like a pretty decent number there. I think I speak for Queen as well. We will never take the vaccine jab, not needed. Well, that's on you folks. I understand where you folks are coming from. I do believe in vaccines, and I do believe that everyone should get vaccinated. But hey, no one can force you. Unless they make it a law, no one can force you. Nunya says, but men do it too, though, on those sites, Coach. But Nunya, I've been saying that all along. I said that earlier. Nunya, you seem to want to flex your muscles for women, right? And I know I'm just messing with you, right? But I agree. Men do it too, but it is more so women because women have way more options nowadays because of the way the system is. And because 97% of the men are beta males, women have more options. Now, let me go and read one more. Let me go to one more here before I take my first break. And which one am I going to go to? So here's another woman that I just talked to the other day. It was on Sunday, right? So I messaged this woman. She got back to me later on in the day. And she wrote back to me and said, Eli, what do you see that's different about my profile? Because, when I see a profile that stands out, I let the woman know, I think your profile is very unique, and I'd love to get to know you. So I said, well, how about you send me your number if you'd like, and I can text you to arrange a call, and I can share with you more about this in a more personable voice phone call. And she's like, okay, great. Here's my number, right? So I texted her, and again, I'm going to replace her name with ma'am. I said, hi, ma'am. It's Eli from Match. How's your night going? She gets back to me a minute later. Hello, Eli. My evening is going well. Just preparing for Monday tomorrow. How's your evening? I wrote back a minute later. My evening is going great, and thanks for asking. You seem very nice. That's quite refreshing, to be honest. She did seem nice, and she was cute. She wasn't in the best shape, but she was curvy but proportionate. She was a beautiful Latin woman, and Latin women look great when they're curvy too. They look great. A lot of women look good curvy. Just depends how proportionate they are, right? So she gets back to me 2 minutes later after that. Well, like you said, sometimes it's worth taking a chance. So do you want to set up a time to talk this evening? Because that's what I was saying on Match, right? I wrote back 2 minutes later, absolutely. How does 8 p.m. sound for a call, and what time do you typically go to sleep on Sundays so I don't keep you up too late? LOL. She gets back to me a couple minutes later and says, yes, 8 p.m. works. I fall asleep about 10 or 10:30. No worries. I wrote back 2 minutes later, great. I'll text you right at 8 p.m. to give you a heads up and call you right afterwards. Enjoy your night for now, and I look forward to getting to know you better. A minute later, sounds good. This was at 6:50 p.m. No, they don't know about no. Josh, listen, all of you are trolling me here. For you folks to be asking these questions, you're way too invested in this. Now, I'm not looking too far, Josh. You may be real, and a lot of you are probably either the doctor or curious to know if these women have searched me online to see the information that the doctor guy has put out there fraudulently. I'm going to get to that, okay? I'm going to get to that. But I don't tell them about my YouTube channel until after we meet in person. And then I explain to them what's going on so that way they don't get the wrong idea. So, yeah, so at 6:50 p.m. she goes, sounds good, right? So remember, we were scheduled to talk at 8 o'clock. So at 7:29 p.m., which was literally 39 minutes later. 39 minutes later, she writes back to me, hi, Eli. I'm not going to be able to make the call after all. My sincere apologies. And no rescheduling. She didn't make an offer to reschedule. And I'm like, what happened in 39 minutes after she showed a lot of interest and excitement? She gave me her number. Heck, like I said, I do background checks on all these women. I'm allowed to do that. I don't put it out there publicly, but I have an app and I run their background with their phone number, right? So she was legit, right? Now, here's the thing. This is a smart thing that I do because I don't want these women running my background check because they'll find my name, they'll Google search me, and they'll find out information about me that Ronaldo, the doctor, and other people have put out there that's fraudulent. And if I don't explain it to them first, then they're going to get scared away. So I have a game plan for that. And I know the doctor is watching because he thinks he ruined my life. He hasn't, right? But that's what you may think happened here. I'll tell you it did not happen. Because I use a different phone number. I use a different Google Voice number just for calls that I make to connect with these women, to get to know them. It's completely different than any other number I use. I have multiple Google Voice numbers and my actual cell phone number, right? So there's no way she could have done a background check and found out who I am with my Google Voice number. On my profile, there is not enough information there to be able to even Google search me to find out who I am. Okay, I went and I was curious. I didn't care that she didn't want to talk. It was okay. So you changed your mind, big deal, right? But she ended up blocking me. I went to go on Match.com, and she ended up blocking me on Match.com after she agreed to a call at 8 p.m. Literally an hour and 10 minutes before 8 p.m. And then after she agreed to it, 39 minutes later, she cancels. What did she do during that time? I'm thinking, okay, she found out who I was, and she saw all those articles, right? All that negativity on me that's been posted by trolls, right? But I'm like, no, there's no way, because she didn't have enough information, and my number's a Google Voice number. You can't search it, right? So I wrote back to her to see if, she would respond, figuring that maybe she blocked me on her phone, maybe she didn't. I wrote back, I said, hey, ma'am, that's no problem. You didn't offer to reschedule for another time, so I assume you changed your mind. Let me know either way, and I'll respect your wishes. She probably blocked me. Yeah, that's no problem, Josh. I have to be careful. I have to be careful because of what these troll people on Lycan Theory side will do. And JB Gunners, and then the doctors, Ronaldo's. And most people here know who I'm talking about. The new people won't, but you know what I'm talking about, right? So what do I think happened? I think one of two things happened. I think this woman might know somebody that I know, or either has a friend that has come across my profile, or maybe I've talked with one of her friends in the past on Match. And maybe they had a phone conversation in between. Maybe she said, hey, I just met this guy. Have you come across him? He seems cool. What are your experiences? I'm thinking, could it be that? Does she know any one of my Facebook friends? Because I have a lot of Facebook friends all over Northern California, right? Or what happened? Was she talking with another guy that she was uncertain about? And maybe he was kind of stringing her along, and maybe he finally reached out to her and said, let's talk during this time. I couldn't tell you. Something happened to her in 39 minutes where she went from a very high level of interest to zero interest. And I'm okay with it, right? Listen, I'm very well versed on this. I'm very experienced, right? And I'm like, what the hell happened here? What the hell happened here? Right? Or did she get cold feet? Maybe she got cold feet. Maybe she's new to online dating and didn't want to, talk after a while. I don't know. Oh, of course they do, Arnie. Arnie says, I think there's more guys than girls. Of course. On these sites. As a result, they've got 4 or 5 guys going at the same time. Right. If I had to guess, Arnie, I would have to guess you're right. One of the other, backup status guys, the beta males, that she was more interested in, got back to her at that time, and then she basically said, okay, I'm going to talk with this guy, and I'm just going to can Eli. Like, she didn't even try to keep me on backup status. She could have done that, and I would have never known, right? Because she didn't tell me. But instead, she blocks me on on Match.com, and then I think she blocked me on her number. Like this literally happened all within like a 2.5 hour time frame from when she initially responded to my initial message I sent her showing interest. I'm like, wow. Anyway, I'm going to take a quick break, folks. And when I get back, I'm going to share another one that didn't earn out. Sorry. I'm going to share another story that didn't turn out the way I wanted to turn out. She was a very nice woman, but it didn't work out. And you're not going to want to miss this one when I come back from the break because, guys, this has happened to me once in a great while. And I'm sure you guys have come across a woman like this every now and then. It's very unusual, but you got to find out as soon as possible if you're talking to a woman like this, because if you are, and same thing with you ladies, there are a few men like this too. It's rare, but if you come across a man or a woman like this, you're going to want to just move away as quickly as possible. And then I'm going to share a few positive situations of how I turned it around the very next day. So let me go ahead and cue up some royalty-free YouTube music and step away to refill my coffee. Use the restroom, and then I'll be back in about 10 minutes or a little bit less than that. So I'm going to cue up some lengthier songs here. I need a little more time. Let me see here. All right, folks, music's all queued up. I'm going to step away for a short break, about 10 minutes or a little less than that. And when I get back, we're going to continue. Please feel free to ask any questions in the chat. I'll also check Facebook. Well, let me check Facebook real quick. Darren is in the house. Hey, Darren, he says, wasted your time. How you doing, Darren? Yeah, she wasted my time, bro. 19 minutes ago. Darren, glad to see you here, bro. Yeah, I didn't broadcast a lot of my streams last week on Facebook because they were more community-oriented. I had to deal with some drama stuff, but it's pretty much been handled now. But yeah, folks, stick around and I'll get further into these interesting stories when I get back from the break. All right, stick around. We'll be right back. Yeah, scratch it. Yeah. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube and also simulcasting live on Facebook. Glad you could all join me here tonight, which is what I'm trying to say. Gosh, I'm all over the place today. I'm just having too much fun. That's okay. It is Monday, May 3rd, 2021, the day of this live broadcast. This is funny. I got to tell you something right now. The doctor is playing games with me. Doc, listen. Doctor, you're now messaging me from Google Voice accounts with numbers in my local area, trying to lead me to believe that that you're a woman I've been speaking to online, right? And you know what? That is not going to work, Doc, because you see, folks, here's the interesting thing. I just got a message from somebody while I was on break. They sent me a message saying, "Hello, Eli." And then they mentioned just their name. I'm not going to mention their name. I'm just going to make up a fictitious name, Sally Bob. "Hello, Eli, Sally Bob." Nothing else, right? When people message you, they'll say, "Hello, Eli, this is Sally Bob from Match. It's great to connect with you," right? So I figured that was the doctor trying to troll me through, this way now, right? The doctor's funny. Doctor! Doctor, I'm the most intuitive guy on YouTube. You cannot fool me, doctor. Doctor, listen, you can't troll me. If you don't know who the doctor is, he's somebody that's been trolling me for like years out here on this platform. You failed miserably, right? So you know what I did? I'm like, let's play, doc. Let's play. I get back and I said, "Hello, can you remind me, please, who you are? I just want to make sure you are the same person I gave my number to. I didn't give my number to anybody," right? Now I'm messing with him, right? I asked for the woman's number, right? She writes back, or he, but pretending to be a she, right? "How many times did you give out your number in the last 2 days?" With the crying out of laughter emoji. I wrote, "Just once." I wrote, and which wasn't true, right? "Can you message me on Match so I know it's you?" So the doctor can't message me on Match because he's not on Match. He's not paying for it, right? And then they get back to me and they say, "I can't. My account, if deactivated now." She meant to say, or the she meant to say, "is deactivated." "I can't. My account, if," instead of "is, deactivated now. Why don't you send me a current picture and I will do the same?" "No, thank you, doctor. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to block you right now." Do you folks see the level of trolling these people try to do to me? This is pathetic. I bet the doctor's triggered right now. Anyway, folks, welcome back to the show. Tonight, these people love me. They can't stop trolling me, and they think I'm dumb and don't understand, right? They think I'm naive, dumb, and stupid, right? Tonight we're discussing more online dating woes and how to overcome them and reach success. One more time. More online dating woes and how to overcome them and reach success, right? During the first part of the show, I shared a little bit of community news, and then I went into sharing a couple of stories of some women I had some interactions with and some phone calls with and how they went. Now, let's get right to it. And leave off where we left off. Before I get that, let me read the chat and see what they're saying in there. Oh, by the way, BWYA Gaming, I got your message regarding you wanted me to do a stream on cryptocurrency. I'm not a crypto expert at all. I understand how it works at a bare minimum level. I've never invested in, actually I have, sorry. I have invested a little bit in crypto through my friend Troy because Troy Brewer, Discover Community Network, has a crypto aspect to its business. I put in like $100 and I haven't even checked in on it in a while. But I'm not an expert on cryptocurrency. And in addition, I don't want to risk having my channel flagged for spam and deceptive practices. So I don't really talk about, specific financial topics out here. I mean, I can do some financial topics outside of crypto, but crypto sometimes gets misperceived by the YouTube algorithm as spam, and I just don't want to risk that. And again, I'm not an expert on that. My recommendation is to go and try to find some other YouTube channels that are experts, or do some research online, or see if you know someone else that understands crypto that you've known, liked, and trusted for quite some time. You mean to tell me that creep? Okay, never mind. I'm not going to read that, Queen. That'll get me demonetized. Good to see you laughing out loud, Coach. Well, yeah, it's just ridiculous. The doctor is pretending to be an online dating candidate. And that's not the first time he did that. It's the second time he did that. He tried to do that to me, I think, yesterday or the day before. Doc, do you understand? Like, I don't give my phone number out. I ask for theirs. And then I run a background check on these women to make sure it's not you. You think I'm stupid, Doc? I bet Doc is like, dang, he got me again. I can't get this guy. He's that good. Yes, Doc. I'm more intuitive than you, which is why you love the challenge of coming at me, Doc. Right? Doc. Doctor, can't you see I'm burning? All right. All right, so let me read with you folks one more conversation I had with a woman that I also had a phone conversation with. So I was talking to this woman that got divorced about 3 years ago. Tornado Town says, Eli, he can't get you. That's true. Queen says that creep does not qualify. BWYA Gaming says the doctor wants. I know. I'm not going to say what you mean by that. BWYA. Hazy Train says hopefully he never succeeds and gets you in his car, Eli. Who knows what he will try on you? I know. That's funny, man. So yeah, I was talking to this woman earlier on, like last week. And she's 43 years old. And actually, let me see if I don't think she blocked me on Match. Let me take a look. Let me see. No, she didn't actually. And she wrote me a nice long message. Good morning, Eli. I read your profile and you seem like a very outgoing guy. I'm also assuming you have been on the dating scene for a while. Yes, I have, man, because of women like you, man. No disrespect. You're not really that bad, but you failed to tell me something right out of the gate, which is something I feel you should put at the top of your profile. But you don't put it on there, man, because you know pretty much almost any guy will not talk with you if you put that on there, right? I'm also assuming, please correct me if I'm wrong. You are honest and open about what you are looking for. So in the same respect, I feel I should be honest with you. I'm a divorced mom of 4 boys, 21, 19, 15, and 14, whom are a blessing and a very important part of my life. So my undivided attention goes to their needs first. I've been married twice, and both marriages involved a certain amount of abuse. Right. So although I believe a person with faith can overcome anything, past situations do leave their scars. Well, thank you for being honest with me, man. Okay. I'm an independent, fun-loving person who loves to be outdoors and see and experience new things. I love life, even with the ups and downs. I'm looking for a best friend, companion, and lifelong love. And then she mentioned her name. I'm going to call her Ma'am. I wrote back, Ma'am, what she wrote was amazing. She was transparent. What's your number? And I'll text you to arrange a call to get to know you. I'm free anytime today or this weekend if you are. She gave me her number. I'm busy off and on this weekend, but if you send me a message, I can set some time aside to talk. Great. Let's get to the text messages. Yes, it is. I've already done my rendition of that song for the Doctor many times in the past. But yeah, that was a great song by the Thompson Twins. Dan, absolutely. She wrote me a novel, says Queen. That's right. That's true love at Queen Helen Casey, LOL. So I wrote, hi, ma'am. It's Eli from Match. How's your day going? She gets back to me 13 minutes later. Hi, Eli. My day is good because it is Saturday. I'm catching up on household chores and hoping to allow some time to enjoy this beautiful day. Do you spend much time outside? I wrote back and I said, I do. I love hiking. Are you originally from the U.S. or where are you from originally? She writes back, me too. There are lots of nice places to hike in your area. I'm a California girl born and raised near where I currently live. I grew up in a little town outside of blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to mention that. What about you? Well, I wrote back and I said, how about we talk by phone when you are free and I can share more with you then? I'm not going to text a storm all day. When are you free for a call? She goes, I'm free now. I wrote back, great. I happen to be free. Before I call you, are you rushed or have some time to talk? Because I hate it when you get on the phone with a woman and then she has 5 minutes, right? Like, how do you get to know someone in 5 minutes, right? She wrote, I'm not rushed at the moment, but I have 2 sons at home, and if they need me for something, I may have to get off the phone, but that's always the case. Okay, I'll call you in a minute. And I wrote, one more thing I just have to say here after that call. Want to hear it? Let me see. What did I put here? Okay. Okay. So I got on the phone with her. And after I got off the phone with her, it was an amazing conversation. She was really nice. She really liked me. She was really feeling it. She was expressing that, right? So I wanted to reciprocate that. You never give more than she gives you. You give her the same, right? I wrote, she goes, yes, after I said one more thing I just have to say here after that call, I want to hear it. She goes, yes, I'm just going to be straight no matter how soon this may be. That was one of the most amazing conversations I've had. It was. She was a very good conversationalist. I did not expect to feel something after one call. I'm feeling a strong attraction to you. She was a nice woman, beautiful, great personality, has her stuff together, right? And I have no doubts things will be electric between us, right? I just threw it out there because that's how she was feeling on the phone. I want to reciprocate what she gave me, right? Because it was nice. And we were on the phone for over 2 hours, okay? Maybe that was too much to say at this point, but I just feel it. And that's that, right? So this was on when was this? Give me a second. This was earlier on Saturday in the afternoon at 2:37 p.m. At 6:07 p.m., she sends me this text. She goes, "Hi, Eli. Please excuse the delayed response, but our phone conversation was very long and I needed some time to process the information. This is becoming a little too introverted for me, right?" And she kept on mentioning in the phone call, she goes, she's a very God-loving and faithful woman. And that when women like overly talk about, she didn't talk about God every second sentence, but she kept mentioning her faith, right? And a lot of those women, I've come across them in the past, they are women that want to, be celibate with their next guy until marriage, right? That crossed my mind during the phone conversation, but I was talking with her about weekend getaway trips, and she was cool with it, right? And when we were talking about it, right? She goes, "I just needed a little bit of clarity on one of the things you stated regarding not wanting the women you are dating to date with anyone else. I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but I believe if I'm dating, then I should be able to date more than one individual. But if I am in a relationship, then I only spend my time with that one person." Man, you want to keep a bunch of guys on backup status like every other woman does, because you women can't stand being alone. So you date multiple guys at once, right? You talk to multiple guys at once. You go with your best option. That doesn't work. You go with your next best option. That doesn't work. You go with your next best option, right? And you never settle for one guy. That's part of the problem. I wrote back and I said, "That's technically true, but I'm looking for a woman with integrity that doesn't feel the need to date multiple men even in the dating process. It is just my preference. I choose to date only one woman even during the dating process. I think that a man and a woman will both know if they want to be in a relationship shortly after they start dating. These are just my opinions, and everyone else has their own individual opinions," right? She wrote back and said, "I can understand that. You also said that you aren't an insecure person." "I'm definitely not insecure, ma'am." "Are you a jealous person?" Question mark. "In the sense of not wanting the person you are dating to talk with people of the opposite sex." I don't want to share, ma'am. I want a woman that wants to get to know one guy and focus on that and not be clouded by having 10 men on backup status waiting. I wrote back to her and I said, "I'm not the jealous type. If I'm with a woman that goes astray with another man, I'll just end the relationship and maturely walk away. Again, I'm looking for a woman of integrity. Women that feel the need to have 10 men lurking in the background on backup status in case their relationship doesn't work lack integrity, in my opinion." Then I wrote, "Insecure men typically pretend to be friends with women because they think they will one day have a shot at her heart. Again, I'm not the jealous type, but again, if I feel my lady's playing me, I will just maturely withdraw." She writes back, "I'm not the type to date multiple men at once. I don't have the time or energy for that. I was asking because some men get angry if a woman even gets attention from another man." This woman is very inexperienced because she was married twice for a while. She has no experience on dating. I wrote back, "LOL. I don't care if other men look at you or you look at other men, but if you touch another man romantically, I'm out. Respectfully and maturely." I wrote to her, LOL, my famous phrase, right? "You've dealt with a ton of insecure men," I wrote to her. "That's not me. So do I pass the test? LOL. Are you curious and excited to see where this goes between us?" I'm like, "Ma'am, this is ridiculous." She goes, "Yes, I'm willing to get to know you better." So the next morning, I didn't respond to her that night. I waited till the next morning and I just said, "What the heck? Let me just throw out some words to her and see how she reacts, because this is not going where I want it to go." At least she was questioning too much, right? I wrote, good morning, beautiful lady. How are you today? Sorry, I fell asleep early last night. I've been thinking a lot about our conversation yesterday. She wrote, good morning. An hour later, please excuse my delay. Ma'am, you responded an hour after that, ma'am. I don't expect you to get back to me right away, or anyone. We're all busy. I was at a early church meeting. I've also been thinking a lot about our conversation from yesterday. Would you be available sometime this afternoon to talk over the phone? Well, I wrote, yes, I am available. What time were you thinking regarding our call? No need to apologize for any delay. I'm very patient. Do you feel a close bond with me? And do you want, to see where this goes? You gotta gauge where they're at, right? She goes, I'm thinking around 2. We just got back and I'm making us something for lunch. Okay. I wrote back, I have some things to do and won't be ready until 3 or shortly afterwards. May I text you shortly after 3 when I'm done, and we can go from there. In the meantime, you can text me all you want, and I will reply ASAP. Are you still excited and curious today? She goes, that will work fine for me. I don't know about being curious or excited. Well, ma'am, you just eliminated yourself. Because I want a woman to be curious and excited to get to know me. And if you're not, you're out. Peace out. Just wanted to talk with you about a couple of other things we discussed yesterday. Ma'am, this is not a business transaction. I'm getting to know you. Ma'am, this sounds very, very like rehearsed. This sounds like very unnatural, ma'am. I wrote, so I'm like, okay, I'm not going to waste my time on the phone. What couple of things did you want to discuss? Let me know the topics, please. I'm curious. Also, why would you want to continue getting to know someone you aren't curious about or excited to get to know? Fair question, right? If you're not excited or curious about getting to know someone, why would you want to get to know them? She wrote back and said, it was regarding your proposal of weekend trips. I like you, but I don't know you good enough to be curious or excited. I believe that takes time. I wrote, ma'am, look, I understand you are being very cautious and you don't want to make a mistake with the wrong guy. Although, if you want true love and happiness to possibly happen, you have to let that guard down a bit. I say this respectfully. Regarding weekend trips and doing things that every normal couples do, if that's something you are not open to, then maybe you aren't ready to be with a good man. I'm testing her because I'm beginning to think that this woman wants to be celibate until marriage. That's what I was thinking at this point. I've never been questioned so much about things that happen normally in any relationship. I'm like, this, you tell me, guys and gals, too many questions, right? If you still want to talk sometime after 3, let me know. But if this changes your mind, I understand. So she writes back and says, why I suggested that we talk over the phone is because I feel that talking on the phone to discuss this would be better. Ma'am, if you're going to tell me what I now know you told me and what I was thinking you were going to tell me, I don't want to waste my time or yours. I should have been more specific about my beliefs and standards when I was on the phone with you yesterday. My beliefs and standards, ma'am, is the fact that you don't want to touch a penis until you're married, which let's hold off on that, okay? Also, I've been struggling a bit with my faith lately, and unfortunately that has caused me to compromise my standards a bit. I was thinking, well, maybe she was intimate with a few guys. I don't mean to overly question you. Well, you are, man. This is too much. That we could, I don't mean to overly question you, but I know after talking with you that we could get serious quickly, so I thought I should share with you completely my standards. Well, she was interested in me, right? But I was looking to see, is she saying that she wants to be celibate until marriage? Because I'm sorry, that's not going to work for me or the majority of other guys. So I wrote back and said, so you really like me, which is what you are saying, but before getting serious with me, you want me to understand your standards? Is that what you are saying? So then she caught on to the fact that I was calling her out. With that said, I don't feel I would be setting a good example to my sons if I went away for a weekend with someone I'm in a relationship with, because I have taught them that one should wait until marriage before they have sex with someone. You think your sons are going to wait until marriage to have sex, man? You're out of your damn mind. Jesus Christ, man. I believe in living in a way that expresses my beliefs and standards. So I do like you, but I don't believe this will work. You're right, ma'am. You're going to be a lonely woman for a long time, ma'am. I wrote back to her. I said, I was just going to say that. That's not going to work for me and 99.999999% of other men. When you say you compromise your standards a bit, I guess you are saying you had sex with one or two guys since your marriage and it didn't work out. Now that makes you guarded about it. I get it. You just aren't ready for a relationship, and that's okay for you. Regardless, you are a good woman, but this isn't going to make it but this is going to make it next to impossible to get any man to commit to you, and I think you know that. Best of luck to you and take care. She writes back to me one last time and says, thank you for your understanding. Well, ma'am, while I may have been nice to you, I think it's pathetic and stupid. And I think, man, you're being controlled by your beliefs. So, I mean, hey, if you want to be celibate until marriage, ma'am, that's on you. But just know, you're probably going to live a very, very lonely, lonely life. And if you find a guy that's compliant to that, they're going to be lacking every other aspect that you're looking for in a man. There's no real man that's going to put up with that man. I'm sorry, that's just pathetic. And I'm a God-loving man too. In my defense, I have not been with any other men since my divorce. Oh my God, you must be going insane, man. You must, oh my God. Oh, Jesus, man. I gotta wait to see what the chat says about this. What I meant by compromising my faith was that I decided to seek out men who may have different beliefs than myself. Well, ma'am, 99.999999% of men want to be intimate with their woman as soon as possible. So, ma'am, that answers the question on its own. I know I'm a good woman with good standards, and there is someone out there who will respect those standards. Ma'am, good luck. Ma'am, I say this respectfully. There are going to be a lot of cobwebs. Never mind. I'm not going to go any further. Those cobwebs are going to be are going to be all over. Never mind. Never mind. I apologize for wasting your time. Apology accepted, man, but you did waste my time. You should put that at the top of your profile, and you should also mention that the very first thing when you send someone a message. You led me on, man, thinking that you might convince me that you're a good enough woman for me to be celibate with for years until we get married, to then take a chance and be intimate with you on our wedding night, and if it's not good, not divorce you. Ma'am, this is ridiculous. I truly hope you find that one you are seeking and believe you will. Ma'am, I'm already on that. I got two other in the queue right now. I've had 2 great conversations with 2 women today in between my workday. I'll share more about that here in just a little bit. Now, let's do this. Let's check out the chat here. Let me see what questions are relevant here. Let me see. Hey, Rick, what's going on, bro? Oh, my bad. Rick is here, says Queen. Nunya, who is that? At Josh Randall, I'm glad someone knows who UFO are. Queen, hello, Riff. Josh says, Riff, yes, been a while, LOL. Let me check out Facebook real quick. Good, enjoying as always, bro. Great to have you here, Darren. Yeah, this is one of the more interesting shows to watch, non-drama related. BWI Gaming says, truth right there. I guess you're talking about my story. Nunya says, Josh, that went over your head. Just kidding. Let's see. Arnie says, she's a God-fearing woman that doesn't want to upset the men in her congregation. Arnie, that's pathetic, man. Not you, but yeah. Tornado Town says she's a flop. Exactly, Eli. Ed says, those are some huge numbers, Coach. I've got 42 in the box. Yeah, they are. They are good numbers. Arnie says, if she wants a celibate man, she should date James L. That's a good point. Let's see. Tornado Town is laughing at Arnie. Riff Magos. Okay, I don't need to read that. Tornado Town says she's not for you, Eli. She's not for most guys, dude. Would you go out with a woman like that? She was beautiful and nice woman, but come on, man. Why am I going to hang out with a woman and do all the things I can do with my guy friends if she's not going to be intimate? Like, what's the point? What's the point? I swear, wow. Nunya says she must shop at Cherry and Webb. That's great. That's great, Nunya. I got to give you a big round of applause for that one right there. She must shop at Cherry and Webb. Cherry and Webb. Nunya, that's a truth bomb if I've ever heard one. She must shop at Cherry and Webb. Truth bomb! Wow. She wasted too much of your time. She did. But see, I was multitasking, bro. I'll send a quick text and I'll go out my day. But yeah, I mean, that phone call was a good phone call. And she really liked me. The only reason why it didn't go anywhere is because she wants me to keep my pee-pee in my pants until marriage. That's not going to happen. I'm sorry. Hazy Train said, you should have told her the weekend trip was meeting her halfway to Vegas. I think they do the same night annulments. That's pretty funny, Hazy Train. Welcome to the show, bro. Rick Moglis is smirk. Smith is just being himself. There are a few things worse than a religious nutcase trying to convert you to their beliefs. That's true, man. I mean, like, seriously. Who waits until marriage anymore nowadays? That's just... I've had a couple of women like that in the past. It's been a while, but I was kind of sensing when this woman was starting to talk more and more about her faith, especially through texting. That's why I always, put women in that position of, or I make them feel over the phone on how it would be like to be with me, right? I say, well, do you enjoy weekend getaway trips? Oh, well, yeah, are you able to get away? You have a bunch of kids. Are you able to get away for a couple weekends at a time every now and then to have a nice romantic weekend getaway, right? And that's why I ask, because I want to see, are they open to the intimacy? Are they open to intimacy, or are they rare like this woman here that wants to be celibate until marriage? Woman's going to be, okay, let me ask you folks in the chat, if you think that celibate woman until marriage is going to be very lonely for a very, very, very long time, put a 1 in the chat. Let me know what you think about that. Let me know what you think about that. That was quite a lengthy one, folks. I'm going to step away and take another break. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to share a couple more positive stories of how I turned this around. Like, that's why when you're online, you have to talk to a lot of women and filter them out. It is a cat and mouse game pretty much. And a lot of people say online dating is different than offline dating. That people offline don't do the same things online. No. Women have many lurkers in the background, whether they're online or offline. It's no different. Online dating just allows you to meet people outside of your area that you would have never have met otherwise. Was she a nun, Coach? She might as well have been. She's on a road to nowhere, says Riff. Riff says when marriage involves applying for a state-approved license, it has nothing to do with religion. You're right, bro. No, you're right, Riff. You're right. I know you're MGTOW, bro, and I respect you for that. I mean, Riff, I'm not going to be with a woman that wants me to wait until marriage to be intimate. like that's just not going to work for me. That there's no point. What's the point to dating someone? I mean, there's more to it than that. But if that's not there too, then I'm out. Peace out. Right? Like I said, online dating is really no different than offline dating. Men and women still play the same games. Online dating just allows you to reach a wider range of women that are outside of your local area. That's it. That's the difference. Now, people can catfish you and they can lie. And maybe while in person, they can't catfish you physically, but they can still catfish you pretending to be someone they're not. So it's really not that much of a difference. Men and women play games both online and offline. Arnie says she could have been testing you, letting you know nothing's going to happen other than talk. And once you met, she'd make her decision. No, dude, this woman was overly nice. She was very nice, but she was like too compliant. Like she was really compliant, right? I tried to get her to loosen up a little bit, and she just would not loosen up. I can't be with a woman like that. Plus, she likes zero profanity, right? And I told her, I said, look, if profanity slips every now and then, just don't hold it against me. That's just who I am. But anyway, Eli, you could have charmed her into bed. That's always a possibility, dude. But dude, I'm not gonna invest time and resources on a chance, dude. And I don't want to have to do that to a woman. I want a woman to want me naturally, bro. Not have to manipulate her, right? That doesn't make me feel good. I want something more genuine or completely genuine. Nanya says, if the sex isn't good, then imagine how the marriage would be. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. So, I'm going to take a quick break, and I'm going to come back, and I'm going to share a couple more stories in a positive way and share the difference. And share with you folks certain things you can text once you realize a woman is into you and she actually is open to intimacy before marriage, what you can do to further amplify the attraction. So when you meet, you have the best chance of it going somewhere. I'm going to share a success story because more than likely tomorrow night, I will be going on a brief date. And I'm going to share with you how it got to that point. And then after that, I'm going to share one final story before I go off the air regarding another woman that, I started talking with today. I'll tell you, it was interesting. It was interesting what happened. So let me cue up some royalty-free YouTube music, take another break real quick here. And then I'll be right back. We're going to continue. Let me see if anyone's on Facebook. Okay. Nobody's over on Facebook right now. We've got 28 in the box here on YouTube. Thank you for being here. Ninja says, oops, meant sex. I know what she meant. Josh says, I've seen her kind before. Hazy Train, I bet she would curse you like crazy in bed. Oh, women like that have been dry that long, yes, maybe if you touch the right buttons, she would really crave it. But I think this woman would do whatever she could to restrain. Bell said, you did the right thing. The right woman will be out there. That's true. Josh says, all religious, but when pissed, her head does a 180 like The Exorcist. That's pretty funny, bro. Bell says, awesome. All right, let me cue up some music here. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Just a second here. Almost set, folks. All right, folks, music's all queued up. I'm going to step away for a quick break, and we'll return and get to the positive stories. So stick around, we'll be right Yeah, we're back. Look at the background there. That's a beautiful couple there out on the hiking trail on a date. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. Yeah. All right, cut the music, Eli. Get back down to business. Scratching and get right back to business. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube and also simulcasting live on Facebook. This is the third and final segment of today's show. Today we've been discussing more online dating woes and how to overcome them and reach success. One more time, more online dating woes and how to overcome them and reach success. If you missed the first two parts of the show, I shared negative experiences. I also started off the show with some brief community news. So if you've been a part of my community for a while, go back and check out the replay when it goes to our replay, and you'll find out the latest on that. It was very, very brief at the beginning. And then, like I said, I started sharing some of my online dating woes. But I'm also going to share with you folks some potential success stories in the works. Because many of you are like, okay, online dating sucks, right? Some of you even go as far and say dating in general sucks in the modern world. And it's not the same as it used to be. It's difficult to navigate these modern world dating streets, but it's not impossible. You can still find some good women as long as you don't give up and keep pushing forward. Don't let the ones that waste your time or bring you down or whatever. Don't let it bring you down is what I'm trying to say. Like the ones I shared, the stories I shared, in the first two segments, don't let those knock you down to the point of where you don't want to try again, because that right person is out there for you, folks. That's for the people out there that still believe in dating and marriage nowadays. Now, some people don't believe in dating and marriage, and that's your choice. I respect that, but most of us still do, and it's still possible. It's just going to take a lot more work. That's the thing. That's the sad part. Nunya, aka New Girl in Town, with the $1.99 super sticker with the microphone. Thank you for that. Wow. Okay, let's add that. Let's add that to the total. Plus $1.99. We're going to increase the channel donations to $6. Oops, hold on a second. $6.98. Thank you, Nuna, for your super sticker and your super chat earlier. Greatly appreciate that. Folks, if you want to donate to contribute to the show, and to the channel, and to the business to keep this going, you can make a super chat or super sticker. You can also send a Cash App or a PayPal donation. The links to my PayPal and Cash App are here in the chat, and they're also below in the description section of this video. I believe my Cash App is not in my description section yet. I need to add that, but it definitely is here in the chat. Nightbot is sharing that link every 7 minutes. Donations are greatly appreciated, but they are not required. I'm not going to kick you out or get mad at you if you don't donate, just like some other channels do. I don't do that over here. All right, so let me get to the chat here real quick, and then we will. It looks like Darren may be back on the Facebook side of things. Welcome back, Darren, if that's you or whoever's out there on Facebook. I'll check the Facebook chat every so often. Nothing new over there. On YouTube, let's see. I bet Eli's doing the broski beat dance move in the background. Maybe a little bit, Riff. You can use your wildest imagination to figure out what I was doing during the break. Dunya says, Riff, you're probably right. Riff says, if we're going to be here, at least put on some cult G's. Okay, at least, okay. Dunya says, love the music. I'm blasting my headset right now. Great. And I broadcast in very high quality. So it should be very high quality coming into your headphones. Queen Helen Case says, Riff, Eli don't do cult music because it is too satanic. Yeah. Well, I can listen to anything. Maybe at least once or twice, Queen. The Cult were awesome in the 80s and 90s. That's a great group. Yeah, there was an actual group called The Cult. Right. Great group, actually. I can't listen to that kind of music, says Queen. Nunya says, just because, coach. Okay. Riff Michael says, dating sucks more. I'll let you folks read the rest of that. That's funny, Riff. You can read the chat if you want to read that. Nunya says, I like soothing music, Queen Helen. Queen says, Nunya, I listen to music, to soft music, I think is what you were trying to say, Nunya. Oh, sorry, Queen said that. Nunya, I listen to music that is soft. Yes, same here, Queen. Rick Magwo says 1080 BFP. That's right. Going back to the days. We can let everyone else figure out what BFP means. That's right. Josh Randall says Blue Oyster Cult. I don't go to the Blue Oyster, bro. Yes. Yeah, dude, that was hilarious back in those days, bro. The Blue Oyster. You think Jamie likes to go to the Blue Oyster? Oh, man. That's a throwback. Those new kids nowadays will have no clue what we're talking about when we're saying the Blue Oyster. All right, folks, let's get to these positive stories here, okay? So, wow. Wow. This person wants me to keep this anonymous, but to the person that just sent a $20 Cash App, I'm not going to mention who you are because there are a lot of people that are going through this, but this person says, Lycan Theory railed me out. Well, he's going to be losing a lot of people to the person that sent this. I appreciate your $20 Cash App, not necessary. I know you've supported the channel in the past, and I greatly appreciate you. I'm sincerely sorry for the behavior of Jamie Lycan Theory. I've tried to help him many times, but he's just not understanding. He's not understanding that he's the way he's doing things to appease his sponsor, to keep that sponsorship, he's gonna lose his audience and the additional donations he would be getting. And if there's no audience, what's there to sponsor, right? So he may lose it all. That's on him. But again, thank you to the anonymous donor for the $20 Cash App. I greatly appreciate you. I hope at some point we can thank you publicly and maybe even bring you on the show. And I'd like to help you out in any way possible. I feel terrible that when people send me anonymous donations because they don't want to get caught up in the dumb things the other side is doing, the haters, right? It really makes me feel bad because I feel like they're not getting value for their donations. Sure, maybe they're enjoying the show, and that's great. I appreciate that. But if I can't acknowledge someone and be grateful and thankful, I guess I'm doing that right now, but I feel really guilty when I can't acknowledge someone publicly for any donation. But I thank you for that, and we're going to add $20 to the channel donations, and we're now at $26.98. Wow. That's pretty sad. That's just pretty sad what's happening on the other side. But anyway, we have a show to run here. So let's continue with that. So a positive story with a woman I'm going to more than likely be meeting tomorrow. So if I do a stream tomorrow, it'll probably be a morning stream. So I sent a message to this lady on April 24th. Arnie says, it is good to see that abused people from the Lycan Theory channel are coming here for assistance. That's funny, dude. It's not funny that they're being abused, but I get what you're saying. Arnie says, James wakes up to Juice Newton's Angel in the morning. Oh, man. That's great, man. That's... All right. So this woman gets back to me, right? This is like a little over a week ago. She writes, thank you for noticing my profile. I'm new to Match. I guess it shows. It's been a little exhausting, overwhelming. Ma'am, I don't blame you because there are lots of phonies and frauds out there, just like Legendary. People aren't who they say they are. I agree. Their pictures are old. I agree. I think some people are not truthful about their age. I agree. On that note, I get why your profile says what it does. I'm very upfront. She writes, my concern is our distance. She lives 2 hours away. But I like her area because I go hiking there a lot. So it wouldn't be a problem for me. And I love to drive. Plus, I could take coaching calls and talk to people on my Apple CarPlay or Bluetooth. No problem while I'm driving. My concerns are distance and that you have never been married and don't have kids. So the standard concern that every woman in that situation has. I have 2 boys, so the thought of driving an hour or more will be hard to establish a relationship. My youngest is 15, so I'm not too far from complete freedom of children, but it is my focus at this time. Tell me what you think. I'm being open and upfront because I don't want to waste anyone's time as well. I wrote back to her and said, everything you said makes sense, and I could better explain things by phone. If you'd like to send me your number, I'll text you to arrange our call. Again, I understand what you are saying, and I'm good with it. Also, when I explain to you by phone regarding what you asked, it will all make sense. I hope you're having a great day, and I look forward to hearing back from you. Great, right? So, basically, she wrote back. What happened here? She goes, the weekend was really busy. I put my camper up for sale and had call after call plus people coming out to see it. Someone is supposed to come tonight to buy it. What's your number? And I can reach out to you. Then, if that works, let me know what a good time is also. I hope you had a nice weekend. And she writes, as in, call you tomorrow. I gave her my number and I said, what's your number as well? So I can add you to my phone. My phone doesn't accept calls from unknown numbers. That's why the trolls can't bother me anymore. She writes, here's my number. I'm available to chat tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. after I drop my son off at school. Have a nice evening. And she puts her name there. I said, good morning. I won't be free until late morning or early afternoon. How flexible is your schedule today? This was on April 29th. She wrote, early afternoon might work. Just text me and we can confirm a time. Great. Let's go to the text messages. Okay? Great communication. So I wrote, hi, ma'am. Remember, I substitute ma'am for the real name to protect their identity from the doctor and other trolls. It's Eli from Match. Sorry I was just able to text you. It's been one of those days. Are you free to talk later this evening, maybe an hour before bedtime? What time do you typically go to bed? She goes, that sounds good. How about 8 p.m.? I wrote 8 p.m. works. Talk with you then. I'll text you first before I call. She goes, sounds good. I go, hi, ma'am. I'll call you in 10 minutes or less, okay? I texted her right at 8 p.m. Need a little more time. She goes, sounds good. And I forgot what happened there. Because I think we got on the phone and she had to go. And then she was going to text me back to let me know when she was free again. So at 10:11 p.m., after talking to her for a while, she wrote back and said, I can talk in about 5 minutes to continue our call. And I wrote to her because I was getting kind of tired. I said, how about let's talk tomorrow morning? I'm very tired all of a sudden and sleepy. Good night, and I'll text you in the morning. She's like, perfect. I'll talk to you in the morning. Good night. In the morning, before I could even get to her, she texted me first. That's key, guys. When women are into you, they're going to text you first. Let them chase you. Don't chase them. Even women that say they want to be chased don't want to be chased. Just you have to understand that. She writes, "Good morning." "Oh, good morning. I'll be free anytime after 30 minutes. She's like, "Okay, I'm at a coffee shop reading my book. I have a meeting at 11 a.m. She goes, I wasn't sure if you were going to call me or I was supposed to call you, so I just tried calling. This woman has a high level of interest. She's like trying to reach me and try to be cool about it, which is great because that's showing a high level of interest." So I wrote back to her, and I wrote, "Sorry, I had some last minute clients. What's your schedule like for later today or evening? I do want to connect with you, and please don't think I'm avoiding you. I like who you are. It's just many business things come up out of the ordinary. They do all day, every day on the weekdays." She writes, "I can chat around 1 p.m. My best friend from 4th grade is coming into town this evening for the weekend, so we will be catching up and hanging out with some other friends from high school." I wrote, 1 p.m. sounds good. Just text me when you're ready. So she gives me a heads up. Headed home. I will be available to talk in 20 minutes. I go, "Okay, text me when you are ready to call me." I just walked in the door. "You up for a call?" she goes. I wrote, "Yes, I'll call you in a few. Are you pressed for time or are you free for a bit?" "Should be free. Sometimes with kids, I might get interrupted." So we talked, and it was a great conversation. And after the conversation, she basically was going to be with her friends all weekend. So I told her, I said, "Look, have fun with your friends. Call me, text me Sunday night or Monday, after you have a good time. You go do your thing and we'll catch up when you have free time." I'm being cool. I'm like, I know she's into me, but I'm not going to be a hound dog. I'm going to let her go and have fun with her friends. And then when she's done with them, she can reach out to me. Let's see if she remembers me, right? What does she do on Sunday at 12:25 p.m. when her friends left? She's like, "You up for chatting? I have about 30 minutes by myself." Well, I wasn't free at that time. So I wrote, "I'm not free at the moment, but we'll be later tonight after 7 if that works for you. If not, we can try another time." You see, that's the takeaway, right? I could have probably fit her in a little bit, but I didn't want to just talk for 30 minutes. Like that's I don't like limited time. You don't get a lot accomplished there, right? She's like, "How about tomorrow? I'm going shopping and running some errands." I don't want to talk to a woman when she's running errands or doing other things. I want her undivided attention, and I want to give her mine. So this is what I wrote. I wrote, "How about a time," this is called the takeaway, guys. I mentioned it before, the takeaway. "How about a time when you have nothing else going on, including errands? No rush on all of this. When some time frees up, give me a day notice, and I can fit it in." This was on Sunday, right? This was yesterday, right? She wrote back a few minutes later, "Sounds good." So what happened today at 11:08 a.m., right? Remember, I didn't text her. She texted me first. Let them text you first and set up the call. At 11 a.m., 11:08 a.m., "Good morning. How's your day going?" She's like, okay. She's reaching out just saying, "How's your day going?" But what she's trying to say is, "Hey, dude, I'm interested. I like you. I have some attraction. I want your attention," right? But she's doing it the right way. She's not being overbearing, but she's letting me know she's interested because she's reaching out to me all the time. This is great, right? I wrote back a few minutes later, "I'm great, thanks. How about you? You've been thinking a lot about me, haven't you? LOL," right? Now when you realize she's into you, this is where you kind of lay it on a little thick, but playfully, not in a desperate way, but she's into you, right? Now you gotta playfully call her out on that, right? "I'm great, thanks. How about you? You've been thinking a lot about me, haven't you? LOL. Smiley face. The 100 keep it real emoji, right?" She gets back and says, "Definitely processing our talks, etc. I had a very full weekend, so I have been looking forward to some quiet time to regroup and reach out to another conversation with you, or for another conversation with you." She wants the sausage. That's what she wants. She wants some sausage, but for the right reasons. She wrote, "I am putting on my tennis shoes and heading out for a nice peaceful walk. Are you up for chatting?" I wrote, "How long is your walk going to be?" She writes, "As long as we need it to be." Wow. That's great. Like, how long is your walk going to be? Meaning, how much time do you have to talk? She's like, "As long as we need it to be." with the sunglass emoji. Now you tell me that's a high level of interest, right? So now she's at the top of my list now, right? But I'm not telling her that, but that's where she's at. I wrote back, damn, I love it, exclamation point. Give me 10 minutes and I'll call you sexy woman. You need to be okay with me calling you that, deal? You see how playful I am, right? I know she's into me, right? So now I'm going to flirt with her and lay it on, not too thick, but kind of play with her because she likes me. And me being confident is going to turn her on more. This is where you amp it up, guys, when you know they're interested, but you don't overly amp it up, right? Again, damn, I love it. Give me 10 minutes and I'll call you sexy woman. You need to be okay with me calling you that, deal? She's like, first of all, she goes, I thought it would be nice to chat on my walk so you have my full attention. Well, man, that's great. That's great that you're willing to give me your full attention. It's showing you have a very high level of interest for me, and no other guy is competing with me. Beautiful. This is picture perfect. Okay? Then she goes, I think I can handle it, meaning that she can handle me calling her sexy, right? If she was turned off by that or wasn't feeling it, she would have said something like many women say, it's a little too soon. You know, we haven't met each other yet. You can't call me that. No, I'll call you that if I want to. And I'm going to test you to see how interested you're in before I even make the effort to come out and meet you, right? She's like, I wrote back, I think you love it. Exclamation point. Call you in 10 minutes or so. Then she gives me a thumbs up. And then she responds and says, who doesn't want to be considered sexy, right? That's great. She played along. That's what you want. You want a woman who's going to play along. And she's doing a great job. She's passing my shit test. This is perfect, right? I wrote back, true, especially when you feel the same way about the guy and you secretly want him, LOL. So I laid it on a little thick, but it was the right time. I wrote, true, especially when you feel the same way about the guy and you secretly want him, LOL. I'm letting her know, I know you want me. And I want you to, I'm not going to say it, but if I'm investing my time to talk with you on the phone, just know, you know, I want you to, but I'm not going to say it, but I know you want me. I'm letting you know that I know you want me, right? Right? That's called confidence. A little cocky, playful, funny. Not arrogant. A little cocky, playful, funny confidence, right? I got to read the chat here in a second. So she wrote back, give me an extra 10 minutes talking to my bro about Mother's Day. And then she goes, I'm off the phone with my brother now. We had a great conversation. And she was really, really into the conversation. And she's like, because we were talking about meeting sometime this week when we first talked. And she's like, are you still up for meeting tomorrow? I can meet you halfway. And typically, even if a woman lives 2 hours away, I'll go to her. But we made an arrangement to meet, I wouldn't say quite halfway. She's going to do about 35, 40% of the driving. I'm going to do 60% of the driving. We're going to meet almost halfway, but it's a little bit less of a drive for her. And so we're going to meet tomorrow, and we're going to see where it goes. And we were really open in the conversation. Like, this woman is really into me. I'm into her. She's kind of like a tomboyish woman, but she's cute. She's like 5'4", probably about 120, 125, maybe 130. Very proportioned, great attitude, very feminine, but is not afraid to get her hands dirty, right? She has a lot of similar qualities my ex-girlfriend Dana had. For those of you that know the story about Dana, if you're new here, you're not going to, but has a lot of the same qualities that my ex has, and that's pretty attractive, in a woman like that. So we'll see what happens, and you know what? I'll update you folks when possible, when it makes sense to do so down the road. Let me check out the chat, then I have one more story to share with you folks. Okay, on how you can turn things around if a woman is testing you, right? So let's see here. Lewis says, good evening, Coach Eli. Good evening, Lewis. Good evening, Lewis. Welcome to the show. Tornado Town says, Arnie, with the smiley and crying at a laughter emoji. Adelaide's advice addict. Hi, Eli. How are you? I'm doing great, Adelaide. We need to catch up sometime this week. You, Lewis, and I to talk again. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing much better. Dan says James L., like it there, will be in big trouble if he doesn't make major changes immediately. If not, he will be 270 to 300 pounds by his next birthday or soon. That's 8'10". 8'10", you just doxed yourself. That's 8'10". Oh, he will be. If he keeps drinking those 1,000-calorie frappuccinos and all that, oh yeah, absolutely. Queen Helen Casey, I would be writing all this in the journal instead of announcing it out on social media. No, Queen, I share this because it's part of my coaching. I'm trying to teach people how to handle the situations. You see, I don't have a problem sharing my stories, Queen. I'm not doing it just to entertain people. It is quite entertaining, but I do it because I want to teach people how to better handle these situations and learn from what I'm going through and learn how to turn it around. But I get what you're saying, Queen. Arnie says, spread it on thick like peanut butter and jelly. You're right, bro. Dude, when the woman like opens her arms wide open, right? When she's showing you that much interest, you got to give her a little. You got to flirt with her a little bit. Don't be desperate. Don't overdo it, but don't underdo it. You got to acknowledge it in a confident, cool, calm, and collected way with a little cocky, playful funniness, right? That's the right way to do it. Riff says, shh. Logic, Queen Logic is a bit triggering around here. Yeah, it can be, Riff. That's pretty funny. Nunya says, smooth operator, Coach. I like that. Of course, I am a smooth operator, but I'm a good guy. I'm not looking to take advantage of a woman, but you know, if you both feel it, why not just meet and see where it goes? Let's see what happens, right? Josh says, gotta have a sense of humor. Can't be too serious 24/7. Absolutely. If a woman is not going to be playful with you, even talking on the phone and meeting her through online dating, then I'm not going to waste my time meeting her. This woman is cool. She really is into this, and she wants to see if it works. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Maybe we'll make out. Who knows? Who knows? It's all good in the hood. All right, one more aspect here. One more lady that I was talking to. Okay, hang on a second here. Give me a second. Where is this? Oh, there it is. Now, this woman that messaged me back today after I messaged her earlier today. I was surfing a little bit on Match earlier today and was recommended a few profiles. Of course, keep all the bedroom stuff private, Queen. Of course. Yes, you're a great person, so I guess you're a great man, no doubt. Well, thank you, Nunya. I appreciate that. Josh Randall says, I know a woman is highly attracted to me when she does a handstand and opens. I get that, bro. That's great, Josh. So, this woman, she's 52 years old, but she's 5'4". She's probably about 120 pounds. She looks good for her age. And she's only like, 5 years, a little less than 5 years older than me, right? Attractive woman, divorced, no kids, and just had a great profile. Loves hiking, loves the outdoors, loves similar things I love doing, right? So I messaged her, and she got back to me and said, read it, meaning my profile, and I feel the same. I'd rather meet in person than exchanging texts and calls. I think it is important to have a first in-person experience instead of a call. I have no time for games either. So this woman wanted to just meet with no phone call. I won't do that. So I wrote back to her and I said, and I was thinking to myself, oh boy, here we go. This is not going to go the way I want it to go. But you can't assume that, right? I wrote back, I said, I think one brief phone call is a good thing. If you are up for that, please send me your number and I'll text you to arrange our brief call. So literally a minute later, she sends me her number. Great. I wrote, when are you free to talk? What's your schedule like? And I will text you in a bit. She wrote, this is still on Match. Have meetings in the morning. I can talk after lunch. And she read my profile, even the very first line where I mentioned I have a shaved head. If you don't like that, it's not going to work, right? She goes, FYI, I don't have a problem with bald heads. Looks are kind of secondary for me. It's more the feeling that I get from a person. So she's like a sapiosexual like me, where yes, there has to be some attraction, but it's not at the top of our list like it is for most people, right? Let's get to the text messages. All right. So I wrote to her and said, hi, ma'am. It's Eli from Match. Ma'am instead of the person's name. It's great to connect with you offline and I look forward to getting to know you better. Please text me when you are ready to talk and I'll get back to you ASAP. I'm self-employed, working from home, so my schedule is very flexible. She got back to me a few minutes later. Hi, Eli. I am working from home also. Call me anytime between 1 and 3 p.m. I wrote, I'll call you right at 1 p.m. and text you with a heads up right before I call. Looking forward to it. You know what she said? She goes, you can just call. It's fine. I'm like, great. I don't have to text her, right? She just wants me to call directly. Old school. Love it, right? I ended up calling her about 1:15 because I had some things to do. I couldn't get away any sooner. And when I got on the phone with her, she started to tell me, this is what she told me. This is funny. She goes, I haven't eaten yet. And, she goes, let's talk about 5 minutes here. I haven't eaten yet. We can talk for about 5 minutes and then, and then we can figure out, the rest another time. And right then and there, I was like, okay, like, this is not going well. Like, you're giving me 5 minutes. What's really going on here, right? But I think you don't get mad there. This is how you handle it. I said, ma'am, I called her by her name, but ma'am, so we don't dox her, right? I said, ma'am, if you haven't eaten, please go and eat. We can talk another time. I don't think 5 minutes will be an adequate amount of time to get to know each other. I'm not saying we need to talk all day, but I think we should get to know each other a little bit more. And quite honestly, if you're hungry, I don't want to, cut into your food time. That's important, right? And she didn't expect me to say that, right? She's used to dealing with jerks, right? So this woman, she wasn't coming at me with a lot of strength, but she was coming at me with a little less feminine energy than I would like to connect with a woman on, right? She wasn't being overly masculine sounding, but she wasn't being completely feminine, right? But the way I responded to her by saying, look, hey, and she's hot, she's beautiful, right? She's a sexy woman. She looks like she's in her early 40s, and she's 52. She looks good, okay? But it's not even about that. She has a great profile, and she seems like a very good person, right? So after I told her, hey, let's just talk later. Go and eat. We can talk later. I'm a very patient guy. No rush, right? Being cool, right? When I told her, she's like, well, why don't we talk for a few minutes now? And you can ask me some questions, right? And I said, well, my questions will take too much time. Like I'd rather do it another time. I'm like, do you have any questions you'd like to ask me? And if not, we can just talk another time. She's like, well, I don't know if I have any specific questions to ask you. And next thing you know, her demeanor started to go from kind of trying to be a little bit guarded. She wasn't overly guarded, but I could tell she's tired of talking with the wrong guys, right? Her demeanor started to go down to like normal, like to very feminine. And then she started asking me questions. Let me ask you this question, right? And I answered her question. After I answered her question, I said, okay, I hope that satisfies, me answering your question. Again, I want to respect your time. And you're hungry. I don't want to keep you away from your lunch. You need to eat. You're starving, you said, right? She goes, well, I have another question to ask you. Is that okay? Then she goes, is that okay with you? I'm like, of course it's okay with me. I'm trying to respect the fact that you're hungry, ma'am. I called her by her name. Like, I can answer whatever questions you want. She asked me another question, right? And I answered her. I can't remember the exact question. I answered her second question, and again, I did the takeaway. I said, ma'am, I hope that satisfies your question. Again, I know you're hungry. I'm going to let you get going so you can eat some food, and you can reach out to me another time when you're ready to talk, when you have a full stomach and you're not busy. She's like, well, I have another question to ask you. Is that okay with you? You see how this is going? Now she's interested in me because I'm unlike any other guy that's approached her. I'm not coming off desperate, needy, or weak, right? I'm understanding that she hasn't eaten. I understand she's been screwed over and she's had long conversations with guys that have bored her and then she meets them and it goes nowhere, right? She doesn't want to waste her time talking to someone that is not going to make her feel good or is going to work out, right? No, you're right, Artie. Maybe she was hungry for something else because I turned it around like a man. I was a real man. You're right, Artie. So after the third time, she goes, I have just one more question and I'm going to go eat. She goes, I promise you I'm going to go eat in a second. Now she's telling me, I promise you I'm going to go eat. I promise this is the last question. Do you still have some time to talk? And in my head, I'm like, ma'am, you're the one on the limit. And now you're concerned if I have enough time for you. You see how I flipped it, right? Obviously, this woman was attracted to my pictures and my profile, right? But she didn't know the type of person I am. She didn't know my communication skills, right? And I'm unlike any other guy that approached her because I'm not like a sick puppy dog trying to get in her pants, right? Now, of course, it's going to go there if we start to date, right? But I know if I'm patient and we hang out and we start to date, that's going to be great. And it'll be real good, right? I could tell, right? So she starts asking me a couple of questions about her looks. She's like, Eli, I'm older than you. I mean, it's like, I'm older than you, and I have wrinkles and this and that. And she's 52 years old. Okay. She has hardly any wrinkles. And look, every woman is going to get wrinkles at some point, right? Maybe in her late 30s, early 40s, right? But she still looks good. And most importantly, she loves the outdoors. She loves hiking. She was a really cool person. Her demeanor went from being, somewhat, not really guarded, but she was coming off with a little bit of masculine energy, not a lot. But then she went from that little masculine energy down to completely submissive and feminine because of the way that I responded to her, right? I passed her shit tests, right? So I said to her, this is what I told her. I said, look, you're not that much older than me. I'm 47, you're 52. That's 5 years. We grew up during the same time. And who doesn't have wrinkles at our age, right? But, I mean, you could probably, end up being with somebody younger, she's acknowledging the fact that I'm attractive enough to get younger women. So she's really into me. You see how I'm picking up on that? And now I'm playing it cool. And I'm like, listen, I told her, I said, look, like you said earlier, I'm more about what's on the inside. Like, you're a beautiful woman. I said, do you want me? I said, it sounds like to me like you want to know if I'm attracted to you. Do you want me to? Because at this point, like I would never validate a woman in that way unless she was asking me, right? If she's asking me, she's interested. She wants to know if I'm into her, right? And I'm going to give her just enough, not overdo it, but give her just enough so she knows, right? And she doesn't feel weird for feeling that way about me. So I told her, I said, listen, you're a very beautiful woman. You're 52 years old. You look younger than your age. You're fit. You like to go hiking. And I think you're an awesome person, but most importantly, you have a great personality. And you know what I told her? This is what got her, right? And we're probably going to talk later tonight. Okay. This is what got her. I said, look, I would prefer to date a woman around my age, or maybe just a little bit younger or a little bit older like you. I would prefer to date a woman around my age, plus minus 7 years, maybe plus minus 5 years, right? And she goes, why? I said, because I honestly think that, women that take good care of themselves like you do and that are in good shape are actually more physically attractive to me than younger women. And a lot of that has to also do with the fact that younger women are not as experienced as you, and the conversation will be different. So the overall chemistry for me, would be much more satisfying with a woman of your age than a woman that was 20 or 25 years old, right? And she was like blown away by that, right? So remember, she didn't even want to talk on the phone first. When she got on the phone, she was hungry and wanted to give me 5 minutes. I respected that, and we ended up talking for 30 minutes because she couldn't stop asking me questions. Do you understand that? So, I'm meeting one woman tomorrow that has a high level of interest. I'd say the woman I'm meeting tomorrow has a level 9 interest. The only woman that's ever I've gauged to have a level 10 interest when I first started talking with her was Dana. And when I met Dana the first time, it was electric. It was an amazing bond. The woman that I'm meeting tomorrow, I feel has a level 8.5 to 9 interest. This woman that I just shared right now, I feel has a 7.5 to 8 interest. So, that is that, folks. That's how you turn things around. All right? Be a real man. Be cool, calm, and collective. Don't be weak, needy, desperate, or insecure. Be patient, right? For the right woman, right? Be patient. Now, if a woman says she wants to be celibate until marriage, or if a woman is putting up too many guards, right? Or if you try to turn it around like I did with this woman, and you can't turn it around fairly quickly, you have to move on from it. But you have to at least try to turn it around one time with every woman, because every woman's going to throw up a guard or a front initially to test you. And they're looking to see how you're going to react to it. I passed her shit test, and look where it's at right now. We're going to talk again, right? So let me read the chat one last time here, and then we're going to wrap this up. We are at 2 hours and 38 minutes. Great stream. How many of you folks enjoyed the stream here today? Did you learn something from this? Did you enjoy these stories? Do you want more streams like this? I've got so many topics to discuss. If you want me to tackle any specific topic, please email me at coacheli at coacheli@eliasmelas.com, and I will create a stream or a pre-recorded video on the topic of your choice as soon as possible. Wow. Darren, I want to thank you and your family for the $5 PayPal donation. Oh, Darren, you're still there. Darren, thank you, bro. That's unnecessary, dude. Darren, I think you love hearing these stories. They're crazy, man. Thank you so much, Darren, for the $5. It's unnecessary, dude. I'm going to add that to the channel donation fund. And that's going to increase the total to $31.98. Thank you, bro. This one sounds like could be a good one, right? 23 minutes ago, she sounds desperate to me. Oh, okay. Okay. So that was the other one. This one sounds like it could be a good one. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Like, both of them seem good. You may be right, Darren. You're a pretty intuitive guy. I'm going to meet the one tomorrow, more than likely. We're going to finalize that tonight or tomorrow morning and see how it goes. And then we'll see how it goes with this one. Who knows? It could be both failures, but I'm going to go into it just being me. And that's all you can do. You got to take your best chances. Hang on a second. All right, let me check out the chat on YouTube, and let's see. I'm convinced with Coach's T levels, he could talk the pants off even the most hardened feminist, even if he may not want to. That's 810. 810. Why do you keep coming in on soccer caps? Because James is not happy that you're here and you like my content actually to a certain extent. Dan Schrader is 810. Dan Schrader, Jay Higgs. Who's the other guy? Mike Perkins. I thought there was another one too. There's Mike Perkins, Jay Higgs, Dan Schrader. Dan Schrader. You know why you do it, 810? A Sicily 810? Because you know it triggers James. I can picture 810 with his voice saying, I'm convinced with Coach's T levels, he could talk the pants off even the most hardened feminist, even if he may not want to. I'm just not attracted to women that act like men, bro, even if they're sexy and want me. I don't get turned on by that, dude. I want to have the emotional bond. I can't bond emotionally with a woman that's exuding more masculine energy than feminine energy, bro. That's just how I'm hardwired as a man with my high T levels, bro. Okay. Riff Muggles, LOL. My comment was censored. It was probably Nightbot. There are blocked words, Riff, that even block the mods. You just won't get timed out or banned as a mod, but Nightbot and the YouTube block words list will still block words for mods. Riff, what did you do? I made a funny comment, was censored. Riff, Google gotcha. No, it was probably Nightbot. Bell and Brian. Okay, they were responding to a question I asked earlier. Tornado Town says, enjoyable, great, loved it. Coach says, Nunya. Josh Randall was cool. Arnie says they are interesting. Hazy Train, this was one of your better streams. Eli, good job. Great stream. Eli says, Tornado Town. And 810, thanks for doxing yourself. Arnie says, what about Officer Dingle from Denmark? I don't know who Dingle is, to be honest with you. I thought it was a doctor. Yeah, there are many sock accounts here. Many sock accounts. But, yeah, let them have fun. It's all good. I want to thank everyone for being here, folks. I'm going to take the rest of the night off. I will probably be back for a morning coffee stream tomorrow, and then I'm going to take the rest of the day off. I want to prepare for my date, and it's a little bit of a drive. I'm going to be driving for about an hour and 20 minutes. So, I got to prepare and then, drive and do all that. So you will more than likely get a morning coffee stream from me tomorrow. By 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. If you don't get a stream by that point, then I'll probably take the entire day off. Who knows? Maybe I'll come back from my date and do a late night stream and tell you folks what happened. Depends on how I feel. So again, thank you to everyone who donated here. Thank you to everyone who was here watching live in the chat. And thank you to everyone that's watching this on the replay. With that being said, have yourselves a great night, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye. Bye.